costs for energy improvements, and it's a very important opportunity to reduce costs. You want to briefly introduce the bill, Representative Byrd? Speak close to the microphone.
Okay. So thank you all for being here. This was a great bill that is going to allow housing authorities to take advantage of common sense options that are already available to the private sector to obtain lower cost financing to make improvements that benefit housing authority developments for energy efficiency, whether you're new construction or improvements to existing structures. So very excited. Thank you for being here. And anyway, let's get the bill signed.
Congratulations, great bill. Congratulations. 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 The next bill is the Public Utilities Commission reauthorization. That's very important for our utilities. And I want to welcome Senator Thunberg and thank Senator Garcia, Representative Hansen, and Speaker Becker and Representative Arndt, and we'll let Senator Thunberg talk about some of the important changes in this bill.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out on such a gloomy day. This really is such an amazing day for Colorado. I think the package of bills we are talking about here today are transformative, and I think will set the bar in a lot of ways for the rest of the country, and not a better place to do it than right here, where we are every single moment generating clean electricity. This is a bill that is reauthorizing and reforming and frankly modernizing our Public Utilities Commission. Thank you to the commissioners that are here that do this work day in and day out. This is about making sure that as the energy system, as the utility systems change and evolve at such a rapid pace right now, that our regulators are keeping up with it. In particular, one of the things that I'm most excited about is that it puts a cost on carbon when evaluating future energy assets to ensure that we are accounting for truly what it costs for consumers, for people who live near generation facilities, for all of us as Coloradans when we're making decisions about where our energy comes from. As well as making sure our distribution system, our grid, is accommodating and thinking about future investments in ensuring that distributed generation will be promoted and be something that is more easily put onto the grid into the future. So thank you, Governor, for being such an inspiring leader on this issue and helping us get this through the legislative process. It ended up being a much longer bill than it probably started out as. So thank you so much for signing the Turducken Act of 2019.
And our legislature is so fortunate to have the expertise of somebody who literally has a PhD in this kind of energy policy. And I want to give Representative Chris Hansen a chance to say a few words about this bill as well.
Governor, thank you so much, and to the co-sponsors. This was a long journey on this bill, 2+ years, I would say, for different parts of it. And we ended up with, I think, the most historic piece of energy legislation in state history. And not to rely on hyperbole, but I think that's the position we're in here. With a historic PUC reauthorization bill, we were able to get so many things done in one package. The PUC has a long to-do list now. It's finally give them some work. Thank you, Chairman Ackerman and your colleagues. But we also, I think we're in a position this year in a turning point for us to really be back in a leadership position among the states. And we're on a path now to drastically reduce carbon emissions in the state. And while we make that transition, this bill makes sure that we protect the communities and workers along the way. And we are one of the very first states, one of the very few examples across the country where we've taken this problem on and looked at it proactively. And we're ready for the future now in a way that we could not be without this bill. So I'm so grateful for the governor's support, for the co-sponsors pushing this through the process, for all the stakeholders who are here today. It's an historic day. We're in the leadership among all the states. And with the dearth of leadership in Washington right now on climate and energy issues and environmental issues, it's so important for the states to lead. And we're here today to watch Colorado take that next step. So thank you.
Congratulations. 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 And before we get to the next bill, which is the Solar Garden Bill, I want to thank some of our folks who have joined us today. In addition to our legislators, I want to welcome North Glen City Council Member Jenny Wilford, Arvada City Council Member Nancy Ford, Littleton Mayor Debbie Brinkman, Boulder County Commissioner Matt Jones. We have the Executive Director of our Colorado Department of Transportation, Shoshana Liu, Boulder Mayor Suzanne Jones, Boulder County Commissioner Elise Jones, Lafayette Mayor Pro Tem Jamie Harkins, Westminster Mayor Pro Tem Arita Zeitz,